gonna start up this stream really quick, see if that's all
Man,
works.
it's chilly. There you go.
Alright, video's going through. Huzzah.
Anyway, this is the custom background I whipped up. I don't know if that's set to GM actually.
Nope.
Fuck's sake.
That is not set to GM.
Yeah, well, it doesn't auto it, so I'll have to set it back.
Yeah. No,
I was thinking to myself, oh, I should check that before I post that, and then I forgot.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Where is... There it is. There it's set. I
Alright,
think.
so
Hold on.
that's going off in the background. Yeah, now it's at the
There
present.
it's set. Yeah.
I do not know off the top of my head.
Pick 3 languages. Is that what,
Yes.
is that one of the things you get to do with custom
That's a
background?
custom, you asked.
Oh
me
no,
to make one.
there are like whatever.
Well, you didn't tell me how to make one. You
It's-
just said make one.
It's fine.
Well, I mean, yeah, there are parameters, but I
Wolf's
think
Sword
you
is
can
in
do that
player's
assuming you
guide.
don't have any
Yeah.
other, like... I mean, I really don't know. I've never... I usually just splice mine together.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
fine.
just told to make one, so
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Don't fret.
It's fine.
Don't fret about it. We'll iron it out later.
Yeah.
Do it live. Fuck it. So niggas, how's everyone's day doing?
I've been better.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well,
Well enough.
I'm gonna ask you guys to do something scary and immediately roll me initiative.
Okay, that's gonna take a sec. Scroll down.
well, should we just drag our tokens onto the map, or?
I mean, you could if you wanted to.
I guess I didn't have to change my face.
You just gotta roll it.
There he is.
Just roll it, and I'll tell you who goes first. Is all.
Oh, well then.
That's all this is
Alright.
determine. Just determine who I'm gonna hit first with a stick.
Fuck's sake. Where the fuck did my sheet go? Did I? No, it's there.
Niggas literally trying to get me hit with a copyright claim.
Alright, sorry, my brain isn't working again. How do I get my token up there?
Don't worry about it. You just drag it and drop it onto the fucking map, but yeah. But right now that don't matter. So, from the look of things, Nurgle or Flinwick Nurgle,
Oh. Oh, right.
you will be going first, followed by Henry Jones and whoever the fuck Bianca's playing, and then followed and finished with Mono's character. So then, Mr. Nurgle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, that is Bianca. Okay then.
Yeah.
Okay, I was not sure because you rolled twice.
Well, I rolled the initiative. I just rolled a random thing in the first place to see if it's set to GM.
Right then. So then we're still waiting on someone else to... 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're still waiting on someone else to roll then. Jack Babbitt, fucking roll.
Yeah.
Already what?
Roll initiative,
For
asshole.
I already what?
No, you didn't.
Do I have to click on
No,
the
he did.
thing?
No.
Where?
He didn't.
I was gonna say, I don't see it. I'm a fucking DM if I can't see it.
Wait,
Do I have
maybe
to?
Just roll.
I think he did, but it. I don't. Wait, did he? I don't know.
It hasn't shown
I
up.
definitely-
It has.
Don't.
I definitely
See-
did, but for some reason it didn't show up. I probably have
see
to click on.
14.
Yeah, that's what I
Probably,
see
yeah.
too, but it's not showing
But
up
no
as
name
anyone who
attached.
rolled it. Yeah.
I don't.
I am
see what the
currently trying to look for a pog.
It's right above Mono's for me. I don't know if
Uh,
I
if he
thought
wants,
15,
you can
14
take
was.
mine and
Oh.
go first because I actually need to take care of a medical thing.
Alrighty
So,
then. Well, actually, you weren't first. It was actually Cadiz's character, which I believe is Henry Jones.
well, we both rolled 20. But
Well, his tiebreaker is the thing difference.
well, his is a .14, mine's a .16. I don't care. I need
Shut
to
up
do
and
my
go
thing.
take a poop. So, Henry Jones.
Medical.
Shut up. Henry Jones.
yes.
What is the day in the life of Henry Jones while working?
Well, if he's not currently at some kind of archaeology dig, he's normally working as a professor at the college he went to.
Anything in his free times? Vices and the like?
A few things here and there, none of which he would openly admit in mixed company.
Well, Henry Jones. What time do you usually... What's your bedtime ritual usually? Nice thing of brandy, perhaps? The company of a woman?
Occasionally, doesn't have a particular ritual per se, other than the occasional seeming of talking to himself.
By the way,
As
shit you're failing with is popping your mic like crazy.
sorry about that.
It's okay.
As
I
he
wasn't sure who it was. I had to double check back into.
converses with his patron, talk about what interesting things they found on whatever his last assignment was.
Well then. As, of course, you get ready for the night. Yeah, you snuggle up, voices of otherworldly beings dancing in your head, and, you let sleep eventually take you. Your mind drifts to odd dreams, the visions from your patron, filling it with who knows what or gods know what. For you're awakened with a rap at the door of your humble little home. A furious banging, as you later are further awoken, as you have yet to open the door. Followed by heavier banging, as the person's getting impatient. What do you do?
Would at that point be getting up and making my way to said door.
I don't know. You're at the door? Do you open it?
And opening it up to see who's there.
The figure that stands before you is roughly around 7 foot tall, and wearing what appears to be a full suit of metal of some sort, mixed with canvas, overlaid underneath of it. A helmet firmly secured atop their head, with what appears to be a small window, also of metal and glass, while their head is entombed in a sphere of metal. They stare at you blankly for a moment, without you really being able to see through their little peephole, as they simply hold out a note for you. The person is dripping wet, yet the note is bone dry.
I take the note, look it over. Does it have who sent it?
No, it is a simple blank note. It's folded. It's nothing special. It's just a nice, simple, folded message.
I nod and go, thank you, I think, and open the note and read it.
Mr. Jones, it has come to our attention that your expertise are required immediately. Pack your bags and inform the person who is delivering this note to you, that you are ready to go. With haste. There is no sign off.
Any idea who sent this? Addressed at the delivery person.
They stare blankly at you. Again, they you can't really see their face or eyes or anything due to the way their helmet is designed. But as you do, what's your passive perception actually, really quick?
14.
You do hear just slight inside of their helmet breathing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I stepped just out of view of the door, grabbed my to-go bag that's always prepped, my leather jacket, and trusty fedora. And
Da-da-da-da,
go. Oh,
da-da-da-da.
I'm ready as soon as you are.
And with that, you disappear into the night with this fellow. Without much of a fight, actually. Which, darn, I was kind of hoping somebody would put up a fight. I was expecting it to be you. So then we will go with Jack Bab's character. Jack Bab. Who the fuck is your character again? Why is your thing disappearing? Greethieth. Greethieth? Greethieth? Amodris.
Hi, I'm with Gretiev.
What's the life in a... What's your life you looking like? How's your average day go?
Average day? Well, he practically, if not literally, lives at the college.
You spend your days studying, presumably, learning about all
Yeah.
all the weird creatures from beyond your realm of existence. These
Mainly, yeah.
these fabled evolutions of primitives. Apparently
more.
they breathe air.
Some of the. Hang on a second.
It's fascinating.
You'll have to get back to me. My mom needs me to do something
Yeah, of course.
right now.
Oh,
Well, while that happens, let's go with Cardethius.
that's me. Okay.
What does the day
Oh.
of your life look like there, Cardethius? Well, I fix that point.
Wake up. He wakes up. He does a series of lessons, mostly like basic artifice, the history of artificery or whatever you call it. Just teaching classes, usually exhausted. Turning back to where she lives, just to sleep. We get started all over again tomorrow.
Okay. Well, similar to how Mr. Jones was abducted, you hear a large thumping coming from your door of your nice little humble home.
All right, she gets up a little groggily. What's it called? The steel defender, kind of by her side, is looking at the door, and she opens it and basically goes like, "What on earth are you doing at this hour of the day
How tall is your character?
or night?" Well,
Yeah, 6.5.
she
Of course, the person is roughly 7 or 8 feet tall, wearing a similar, if not identical, suit as the one previously described. And they simply just held out a letter that is folded in half.
okay. She takes the letter, opens it up.
It is a simple summons of your expertise. Miss Cardieth, your expertise have been noticed and are required in a matter most urgent. Please pack your things and inform the the person delivering this message to you that you are ready to accompany them. No sign off.
All right. She starts packing up her stuff, a bit confused about all this, but, leaving a note for her students and everything that she can't come in tomorrow, and she goes with him.
Bianca, are you back yet? Alrighty then. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Jack Bap, are you back yet?
Yeah.
Alright then. So, your day, of course. Unlike the rest of them, you're not interrupted during the night or anything. You just have one of your friends just swim up to you and it's like, bruh, got this letter from a strange looking bro. And he hands it to you.
He's gonna take a look inside, I guess. Yeah, just
And it actually says in your native tongue, to meet at a certain set of coordinates. And that you have been summoned by the council.
oh,
You do
Thank
not
you,
know
Broski.
you do not know who this council is, but they sound important, so
yeah. All right, sure.
brah, gonna go catch me some sweet nardes, and he swims off.
See you later. He's gonna.
I don't know why they're surfers, but I'm just gonna deal with it. I don't care. Fuck it. I don't even know
Sure.
surfer lingo.
I was imagining Russian surfers, so not that far off.
Bro, we are going to go out surfing and crushing some sweet waves. The sweet currents from the Venturgrad are totally gnarly this time of year.
Amazing.
And yes, you swim off to a location that you were actually kind of you're vaguely familiar with and possibly aware of. And then finally, Ms. Nurgle.
Mr.
Okay, Mr. Nurgle. In between your times of peeling off decaying flesh, how do you spend your days?
He mostly will stay indoors in his room with whatever room he's in, with the lights dimmed, poring over charts and looking through his telescope and muttering to himself.
Are you wait?
Or
I've read your background. Are you just a conspiracy theorist?
no,
Oh, I was gonna say that.
I mean,
that'd be amazing.
I mean you could. I mean, I guess kind of technically.
It's only conspiracy theory when it's wrong.
Not wrong. Not inaccurate. So, Flidwick, go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay.
So you've recently been studying the strange observations of sailors and reports from sailors that strange men wearing iron suits and carrying weird apparatuses have been recently spotted along coastal lines looking for people and taking them supposedly in the middle of the night. And as you've read that, as you're studying and reading all these reports, you hear a very loud knock at your door.
Okay. He hops down off his chair and looks through. Well, actually, that would probably no. Okay. He hops down off his chair and then he or stool or whatever, and then he drags it over to the door so he can climb up on it and look through the peephole.
The only person who's actually decided, I'm gonna not immediately open my door.
Well, it's in his nature, so.
And of course, the same described suit-wearing person is at your door. Ironing cloth encompassing them, wrapped thoroughly in a mixture of seawater, salt, and, debris.
Do they have any sigils on them or like form of identification?
None that you would be able to meet at least at your angle. No.
He he lets out a panicked yelp and he falls off of the stool.
Another loud set of bangs come from the door as they knock.
Wait, no, that's way too cute. I can't do voices like that without hurting my throat.
I'm a doctor, not a lolly.
Well, I mean, he's like, I'd hurt my throat if I did like that kind of voice, even if it's high pitched. So I'm not going to do it.
Oh no.
But he just shouts, "Well, what do you want?"
Another loud rapping of the door.
That's not an answer.
It waits a moment and then knocks again. This time with the underside of their fist.
Is that to signify something? I don't.
Yeah, it just means that they're knocking more aggressively. That's all.
Well, that's scary.
That sounds like a you problem.
I'll only open if you tell me what you want.
Gonna roll a check for this thing. Everyone else just like, oh yeah, sure, I'm being abducted in the middle of the night. Yeah, I'm all for it. The paranoid schizophrenic, what do you want? Well, actually, wait, you're not even looking through the people, so you can't see what they're doing. So, but there's a pause for a moment,
Oh, I
and then
fell
more
off my
banging.
chair, so no.
Yeah, and then there's just more banging.
This behavior is highly suspicious.
Okay, yeah, they just ripped the door off the hinges.
He's that's sort of a scream and just crawls under the bed.
The creature, of course, is still dripping with water as they step into your home, look around for a moment, locate you, and step towards you. And then, slowly reaching out towards you with hand full of malice, hold out a letter.
What's this?
They continue to just hold it out in front of you.
He takes it. He's like poking out of the bed, but he takes it.
Well, do you open it?
Well, does it have anything on
Nope.
the front of it?
Nope, but it's a simple
Okay,
once-folded letter.
I open it then.
Dear Professor Flinwick Nurgle, your expertise are acquired immediately. Please pack all immediate valuable belongings for a quick expedition, along with the accompanying messenger.
Does it have like
No sign off.
well, what about a stamp
Nope.
or a form of identification?
Nope.
How why would anyone trust this?
Why would anyone trust this? As the three people continue to sail off to their destination.
A fantasy world. This is normal.
I mean, it's
I'm
not
going-
normal being abducted in the middle of the night, but sure.
I'm gonna do it inside.
Sure. The most difficult one.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Go ahead.
Okay. Actually, yeah, inside. Okay.
Well, clearly,
So-
if they wanted to take you by force, they could have done so already. Clearly,
Well,
as evidence of your door missing. Which, as of course you're reading the note, they've turned around and are looking at the door, just placing it
Yeah.
kind of loosely into the door frame.
oh, I was hoping I would roll low.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
I know, that's what I was hoping. So I could
I
have
was-
him come to his own conclusion.
I was hoping I'd be wrong.
Uh, he slowly crawls out from under their bed and, all right, I'll go with you. Let me get my things.
The creature just continues to stand there and waits. As the door just falls off from the door frame, he just looks over it and then looks back to you, waiting.
He just packs up all his charts and his telescope and
So you pack your
everything he
shit.
has
You
with
pack
him.
your shit and go along without a fight. The three of you, with the one obvious exclusion, of course, are accompanied by your selected escort to an awaiting vessel. What appears to just be a simple rowboat without any oars in it. The person in the large diving suit gets into it and awaits you. Do any of you resist?
I gotta say no. I guess not.
Alright. Nurgle.
Huh?
You're accompanied to a lone docked boat without any oars.
Is there anyone manning the boat, or is it?
Nope, it is just the one guy who steps into it with you. Well, ahead of you, and then looks back, waiting.
Is there anything? I don't know. I'm going to using my some of my qualifications.
Mhm.
See if I can identify where if there's a specific culture this thing belongs to, I guess.
Sure.
What would that be?
Trying to figure out the culture of the boat or the culture of the person.
Both, either or.
History.
Oof.
No idea. In fact, you're pretty sure the boat is stolen.
Well, may as well. By the way, is it daytime?
No, it is very
it's
much.
night. Wait,
It
never
is
mind,
very
it's
much the
nighttime.
dead of night.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, you get on. Everyone
Yeah.
gets on their boats. The trip is surprisingly short, no matter your location. Before eventually a thick mist simultaneously rolls across all of your boats, and you feel a strange sensation as pressure almost builds up around you. As the mist eventually clears, you're standing underwater on the boat. All of you, of course, are not in front of each other, but you're currently moving underwater. Your little rickety boats seeming to propel themselves without oars just below the surface. The trip, of course, varies from person to person. Some of you are provided with food, while others are just immediately there before even day breaks. Conversation, of course, is non-existent. And eventually, you all arrive at a very small island that all the players never really questioned too much about. Right there. Just off the coast of Azion.
Where?
A tiny little island just north of Ghost Holmes.
I have to zoom in, I guess.
That place. The places look like a peanut.
Yes, this little section right here.
Woo!
Of course, on surface, there's nothing there. The senior amongst you will know why. But, for the underwater explorers, well, I'll get to you in a moment. Because yours is kind of spoilers for the rest of them. As for the rest of you, of course, there is but a lone vessel A simple boat without any sails raised, no lights on at all. And as the three of you eventually meet up, you know, you're all brought aboard to the surface of the top of the vessel, where all three of you encounter each other, spotting one another, possibly recognizing each other as professionals, at least, but all realizing you're all been summoned in the same exact manner. Would you like to describe yourselves to each other?
Sure. Dr. Henry Jones.
I would say
Human.
you can also take the time to list off some possible exploits or anything like that you may have gone on.
Human.
Claims to fame.
Appears to be in about early to mid-20s. Blonde hair. Bluish eyes. Wearing a set of glasses. A dark leather jacket and a fedora. He has a satchel hanging off his shoulder, and on his right hip, you can see a whip coiled up.
Very
All right, so
Indiana Jones-esque, yes.
the only thing that's not Indiana Jones about him is the patron. So Alessia looks vaguely elfish, but with the blue skin, her hair's parted like that with the purple highlight there. She's a bit tall and lanky.
Yep.
She looks like she mostly just spends her time with books. Her steel is a little spider-like robot, I guess, with a little red gem in the center that powers it.
And Mr. Nurgle.
He is a tiny person.
Little midget.
He is a bit stubbier than a halfling, and his skin is very gray, and his hair is very white.
And nobody
And
lists off
his
any
eyes,
accomplishments.
his eyes are two different colors. One is gold, and the other is a brownish.
One
and-
brown eye.
They are very wide. He looks like he might be a little spaced out. And every time he blinks, one blinks before the other.
You have all,
And,
of course,
wears
surfaced
robes and a little hat.
onto this boat. And your three guides all seem to look at each other for a moment before heading down below, with only one of them standing behind, waiting for you all to follow. Do any of you go along?
I just line up.
I was going to introduce myself, but that's fine. I follow.
Well, your character's underwater. Remember?
I'm still underwater. Okay.
Yeah,
fair enough.
you're already at where they're going to. They have to come to you,
All right.
which I'll describe. You'll figure out what the fuck is going on in a moment. So
I mean,
then,
I could have kind of guessed that my character was whatever. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, you're basically already there enjoying, free food and shit. You're socializing right now is what you'd basically would be doing
Amazing.
because you're there early. You're at the party already.
Interesting.
But as for the rest of y'all, it's going to take about, an hour of just sitting and staring at one another as you're all loaded up into a small sphere at the very bottom of this metallic boat. It is a small sphere, round in shape and size, of course, because that's what a sphere is, you dumbass, of course. But no, the seating around it is rounded. The rim of it is rounded with nice soft cushions harnesses hanging above them. The 2 of them are already properly in and secured, with their harnesses, of course, being, think those of a pull bar. Just simply pulled from the back to the front to make sure that they are properly locked in place as they all await you to get in. The glass front hatch, of course, is also up at the moment, so you guys can freely enter it. So who goes in first? To the totally not bathysphere.
What's it?
I wait for everyone else to go first before I bother getting it.
Dr. Jones just shrugs. It's not the weirdest thing he's seen. He sits.
Somebody's got a salad.
Nice.
So Jones goes in first. If he is unaware of how the pull bar works, somebody just, the unsecured one will, properly lock you into place. And seeing as Nurgle is too hesitant to do anything, I assume that Carditheus will go in next.
As soon as Flitwick will just wait a second, and as soon as he sees they're still alive, then he'll go in.
Yep. And of course, Nurgle being too short person, they're actually kind of confused as to if this is actually safe or not.
Well,
no,
yeah, but
because the pull bar is meant for actual human size, they weren't expecting you.
Okay, well, I thought you meant about getting in, but he's surprisingly nimble, so.
No, that's not the issue.
Okay.
The problem is you're too short to ride this ride, so they have to figure out how the fuck they're going to secure you. So they just kind of look at you for a moment, they look at each other, they just seem to be talking, but none of you can hear anything aside from them breathing. For one of them just basically takes off a belt and hands it to the one standing up, and then they just look at you and they're like, alright. And they take their belts, 3 of their belts, and basically build a harness for you, which they then pick you up in a baby saddle-esque way, and just straps you to one of their chests before securing themselves. But as he, of course, secures himself, the final one closes everything up, does the proper locks, hits a couple of switches, and then quickly secures himself as a countdown begins. At the end of the countdown, you briefly experience a sense of weightlessness. Which, some of you start to float. Those who wouldn't be secured would be currently hitting their top of the sphere before gravity eventually sets back in, and you're just gently drifting downwards into the darkness of the abyss. Grithieth.
Yes.
The swim, of course, to these coordinates, nothing for you. You've swum these oceans time and time again. You've probably even silently observed some of these strange creatures moving about. And today is no different, of course, but now you've been cordially invited. The contraption that you quickly approach with ease, due to your nature of the water, is a large sphere, half sunken into the water, half sunken into the earth itself. There are lights on every side of it, and as you approach, you're quickly set alight. Not by flames, but by light itself. This, of course, is very uncomfortable for you, because light doesn't usually get down this far. And of course, as the realization sets in, the lights are dimmed a little, and changed into a different hue so as not to offend your eyes.
Oh. Well, that's nice of them.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to tell that this is a sphere and not a dome? Somehow?
It is a dome. Yeah, sorry, it is a dome. I forgot domes exist.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very much an underwater
Just
dome.
figured like if it was, I could maybe tell if it was made of glass. But anyway,
Well, you have investigated this before, so go ahead and give me a history check to see how much information you've gathered on this place.
good idea.
As you're probably one
Well,
of the few people that could. Actually, you know quite a bit, actually. You do know that it is only been up in the recent century, so, last 12 or so years. It's been running. Relatively undisturbed for the most part. Actually, no, not even, sorry, not last century, I apologize. For the last 120 years, is more accurate.
yeah, within the past century.
Yeah.
It's
So it's
hardly more
been,
than a decade.
it hasn't been too active per se, and hasn't really bothered your people, or even bothered to acknowledge you guys exist. But they're very clearly aware you exist.
Hmm.
Like
Do I usually get like begin glowing when I approach it?
no, this is the actually first time that they appear to have actually been planning for you to visit. Any other times that you and your friends have like snuck out here as kids, maybe just a don't touch the boat. I'm gonna touch the boat, type of a thing. Usually you get lit up like a Christmas tree, and then things start swimming after you guys, and that usually spooked you off. Kind of a
Oh.
it's
Well, I wasn't a kid. I wasn't a kid 12 years ago,
yeah.
but
Well, no,
young adult.
it's
I
been here.
probably was
It's
still
been here
reckless
100.
as
I
being
meant
an
that.
adult, so it's
I had
fine.
misspoken on my calculations. It's
Oh,
been there for
right.
120 years.
120. Ah, yes.
Yeah,
Never mind.
slightly more.
Slightly more, just a little
just
bit.
just a wee bit more.
Yeah.
I had to.
I know you said that the second time. I just missed it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's been here, longer than you, essentially. But yes.
hmm
So,
Yeah.
yeah, you approach it, without being harassed and scared away. The lights almost seem to even guide you in a sense. As you
Ah.
do start to swim closer, you do notice smaller spheres attached by chain floating in the water. Well, I say attached by chain, attached to the, the ground by chain, so as not to float away.
Hmm.
During your times of observation, of course, you would know that touching these things tends to not end well, as a fish conveniently swims past you. Rather large, not a barracuda. What are those? A nice sailfish swims over to one to just peck at a crab that has made itself onto there, only to immediately explode.
Interesting.
Yes, they are landmines.
Uh, have there been any measures to protect the ocean creatures from these landmines?
Nope,
As far as he's aware.
not really.
Oh.
Everyone's just been kind of told, yeah, don't go over there, you'll
Oh.
explode.
His whole life, he's making a mental note to rectify this.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, the light seems to purposely guide you. It even lights up some of the mines to make sure it's like, hey, don't go near this type of a thing. And a silent communication is kind of formed via that. Because, you're smart enough. You can fucking figure out when somebody's clearly trying to show you something dangerous. And you're guided into a nice little side entrance. It is a simple door that is left open. And inside there is a well-lit room, which quickly dims as you approach, so as not to offend your eyes.
Very nice. So these people know what they're doing, oddly enough, with what, you know what? He doesn't question it. All right.
You in?
Yeah, of course. Yes, he sees no reason not to. They've been so welcoming.
Yeah, and as you go in, the door slowly shuts behind you, and the water slowly drains from the room. Now you're breathing air, which you've done before, but why would somebody need
Not
to?
as familiar, but
Yeah,
you
it's a
can
weird
help them.
sensation to get used to, but you get used to it quickly. And of course, as you're sitting there for a good hour, as this slowly drains, the light slowly comes back to its normal levels, and your eyes are given time to adjust as it slowly cranks up. I don't want to be rude and blind you. But yeah. The tube, of course, that you're currently sitting in is mostly clear, aside from one side, and you do see what appears to be a much larger one of those landmines, just slowly approaching as well, the same area you're in, but from a different angle.
Slowly approaching me.
Not
A big
yours,
one.
not yours specifically, but
Oh.
approaching the dome.
Huh. Well.
It's also
hmm.
it is also guided in by the lights. And you are eventually released from the airlock.
It's mildly unsettling, but all right.
Mm-hmm. But yes, you are eventually released from the airlock and
More
allowed to
than mildly.
and are quickly greeted.
Ah,
We'll cut back to you after we get these idiots back here then. So, back to you, idiots.
they'll be asking lots of questions.
You're underwater, and you're approaching a dome. Lights, of course, quickly guide in the vessel. None of the, the scuba divers seem to really be too bothered by this whole situation. Occasionally, one of them pushes a switch or a button or two to properly correlate, not correlate, properly coordinate with each other and the, signaler. And eventually they also bring you to an airlock. Only yours is a lot simpler because you came from air. So instead of an airlock, it's just a bay, docking bay-esque, where you simply just surface underwater in a rather well-lit room. I'll wait for this train to pass.
Airplane. Or train. Probably not airplane.
No, it's a point.
It's
I thought it was just ambience for the airlock.
Yes, that's. Can we say that's what the airlock sounds like?
I mean, it is a slow drain, so yeah, that would go on for as long as it takes a plane to take off. But yes,
Mm,
eventually, of course, you all are... Well, you guys are more or less in the same area. So, Amaritus, you were eventually led by... Well, not led, it's just kind of a hallway, and you just kind of wandered down it, to this pool where these people, human monkey things, are coming out one by one. Would you like to describe yourself as you're off to the corner, observing them? These strange humans that you have read so much about.
mm. Yeah. He is a, well, I mean, I kind of came up with the appearance after picking out the image, so he really doesn't look that different. Maybe the hair's a smidge lighter, but just, fairly dark turquoise hair, blue skin. Well, I mean, the skin is a bit green in the image. It's so like a silvery blue skin and yellow eyes, and a nice, toothy, bright smile that he uses to greet everyone.
Of course, as you're, of course, smiling at your new arrivals to this weird dome, the three people that have been escorting them step off to the side and remove their helmets, and all look identically the same to each other. They all appear to have some type of bonus plating along their foreheads that stretches all the way to the back of their skulls and along their backs. And they just simply, strip down off their things, wearing clothes underneath of themselves already, simple, undergarments and the like, and begin to hang up their suits while just simply ignoring you all. No questions? Okay, cool. So,
I mean, he's probably been asking questions. You see, has
Yeah,
no
I was
reason
about
to
to
stop.
ask. I was about to ask if, since my character kind of has an interest in biology and races, would I recognize what Amundrus is?
go ahead and
Close
give
enough.
me a history check. You are familiar with some tales of what a trident is, yes.
Oh, okay.
Tails. Wow, with a 20? Nice.
I mean, he technically rolled an 11, but he just has a +9.
Mhm. Unnatural, I guess, if we're counting those. All right.
Yeah, no, he's heard stories. Maybe he like dissected a corpse or two, depending on his line of work. Of course, Nurgle, of course, is eventually released from their harness and properly dropped on the ground. As the three fishmen who look similar in subspecies to Emergis, but are clearly different. Whereas Emergis is a trident, these are different.
And we talked about some hybrids before. I mean, whether or not these are actually them.
Above game, these are
Amudris-
Simic hybrids, yes.
Yeah, okay. So Amudris would at least notice that they don't look like something he's seen, or maybe he recognizes
Well,
them. I don't know.
Amudris, go ahead and roll me a history check, actually, because you might have actually encountered. You are the only one
That's
who's
what I'm
actually
thinking.
likely
He's
to.
very
Go ahead.
familiar or notably unfamiliar with them.
I'm gonna throw
Apparently quite familiar.
No, yeah, you've encountered them before. They're mostly passive,
Mm-hmm.
and they've definitely been hanging out in this area a lot in the last 100 years. For the most part, you guys just kind of assumed that's where they were. Okay, just a surface species that came here. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yes, the extent of the questions I would have are, so, has anybody been properly filled in as to why we were called here?
And of course, I assume nobody properly answers that then, within a time.
Like,
In fact, Amudris looks to the
Gonna
others as if they would know.
I was gonna ask if we could tell, like, through some way, if that we were all professionals. In
Like I said-
something or the other.
Like I said, all of you probably at least have the professionalism to recognize other people of, a special craft, perhaps.
Well,
But you all
if it
do at
helps-
least able to acknowledge each other as academics.
If it helps anyway, Flitwick carries his telescope with him,
Yeah.
just in his hands and shit.
And of course, you also have the entire bathysphere, ride to talk to each other if you really wanted to. So I assume pleasantries could have been exchanged there. So you all at least are on a semi-familiar level of, oh, this is their name, that's their name, this is their professions.
Mm-hmm.
And you would all be able to piece together, you are all clearly professionals in one field or another, and have been brought here. As for why,
Amudris wasn't
you
there.
don't know.
That's why they don't know. Amudris wasn't there.
No, Amudris was not there. So these are just a whole bunch of weird surface creatures just abducted you. You're just like, cool.
Abducted? Wait, no. I
Also,
wasn't
there's a
abducted.
weird fish shark guy just off to the corner staring and smiling at you all menacingly.
Amudris knows nothing about any abductions. What? Nah, he swam here. But that is what I've gathered, right?
Yeah.
Was it? Sorry, the person smiling, was that Amudris or someone
Yes,
else?
that's you.
Sorry, yes. Fish person.
Fish
who-
shark person with,
Yeah, who
got
they have
giant
not
toothy critters.
who's not interacted with them previously and has no familiar signs of being an academic. When the question arises what they're doing here, he kind of just looks at the others expectantly.
Of course, Henry Jones is the one who asked that question. And as none of you immediately answer, well, I suppose I could answer that question for you all. Comes from a human man immediately walking down the hallway from behind Amudris. He's a well-dressed chap. I use that term very lightly. He's a well-dressed man. Do I have his picture around here? I think it'll work. Did it work? I think it worked.
Stock image of man in suit.
Yes, very much so. Man wearing a suit simply just approaches you all. I was the one who actually properly summoned you all, so I suppose I should explain any and all questions you have. First of all, this location does not exist in your papers. Please make sure that you do not note it down. And if you are to note down anything that you see here, we'll of course make sure it is never published. I'm sure you are aware of who I am, and that I do have the power to do that. Secondly, you have all been summoned here personally by me. No harm will befall you if I can be helped, as long as all cooperation is met. And lastly, of course, would any of you like drinks?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hmm.
Uh,
I appreciate the offer, but I believe our questions are the more pressing matter. For what reason have you called us all to this unknown location?
Well, miss.
insert request for some weird native drink here.
Yeah, it's easily met.
Great.
Who dropped in? Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, sorry.
It's all good. Yeah, they're just finally all met up.
Right
Yeah.
on. I'll just kind of observe. Hey, my name's Vince. I'm just kind of a junior DM.
He's the friend that I'm giving a favor to. So, but yes, the lot of you, of course, Amodris, you are, of course, given your weird, ripened barnacle brine, alcoholic beverage, whatever.
Tasty.
Quite actually, almost as if they had it ready for you. I, of course, am Mr. Williams. The man in the suit, of course, speaks up again, after almost seeming a bit disappointed that only one of you took his drink offer. I'm a man, of course, from Bronzefell, and I'm the person who has summoned you all here today. In our deep blue dome here. But, of course, I was hoping to answer questions over drinks. But above them, I suppose, can be done as well.
To be fair, I'm not in the habit of mixing business with pleasure. I'd like to know what I'm getting into while I have a clear head.
Of course, Mr. Jones, of course. Well,
And I am a Mudris.
yes. He is our local representative.
A Mudris Gretiath.
Charmed.
At your service.
Pleasure to meet you. This is my first time actually observing a live Triton. I am, well, I don't know, I am not sure what I am, but my name is Alessia Cardifas, artificer at your service.
As you say, naturally.
Yes, I thought introductions had already been done, but oh well.
Yeah.
Regardless, you'll all, of course, be under my employment for the time being, unless you have any objections, of course.
Are you a Fed?
What's a Fed?
Oh, don't worry about it.
I mean, you would know that Mr. Williams has been connected to a lot of shady shit. As the conspiracy theorist that you are, a lot of leads, especially like certain actual community boards, have led you to believe that Mr. Williams is actually at the center of a lot of fucked
I
up
can't
shit.
do the voice, but imagine that he sounds like Tweak.
Are you a Fed?
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly like that background noise. Exactly.
No,
That's an amazing voice, Bianca. You have to do it more often.
fuck you.
Not publicly. So then, as of course, Mr. Williams, of course, simply smiles at you all. Right then. So as for while you are here, we require more academic experts on such things as your lines of work, archaeology, local wildlife, and the like. Nature in general, as the people here are more of the, well, and he just just gently gestures to the hybrids that are walking about, of the genetic kind. Creating of life and studying it, of course. And of course, weapons development is a side passion of mine.
This is genetic work, so it's quite impressive.
Yes, we've worked quite hard for it, and only recently have begun to drip it to those in Bronzefell for their Iron Warrior projects. No, sorry, I believe they call it bronze and brass. I can never truly remember all the patents that go through my office. But of course, you've all spent many a day in that quite interesting contraption. I do believe that a meal is perhaps in order, yes? Food, anyone?
Now that is an offer I will not turn down.
I suppose I won't either.
Splendid. And he will just simply pull out his cane and walk off. As
My
Bianca
apologies.
fires up her dildo.
My apologies for not introducing myself sooner. I assumed you were already familiar with and working with
Mhm.
that person.
William?
With the land fins.
Oh,
Sorry for the stuttering. First time playing a character. Please excuse me.
it's okay. Oh, no, in
Um,
fact, I've never met any of these people in my life. He just continues to stride on like he just said, just nothing of importance.
how was the journey? In the massive, um, massive mine thing, explosive. Is it explosive?
Are you asking the party or are you asking Williams?
Uh,
Or just asking in
well,
general?
he's asking in general. But I think he glanced at Williams when asking, as if he's more likely to have the answer. I mean, he at least gathers that much.
I was about to say, well, it didn't blow up on us, but that don't mean nothing.
If one of those were to ever blow up, it would be quite a costly explosive. One that we truly hope does not ever happen. There are much easier ways to blow up something.
Well, that's good then.
And of course, Mr. Flintwick, we do of course have your local delicacies. We were specifically waiting for you all to come here, of course. We just didn't know when the tides would properly be right. Now then, of course, and he leads you to a nice little dining hall that they have after passing a couple of clearly sealed off rooms.
Making a note of that.
Some of them actually do have observation windows if you would like to poke your head into. Those, of course, that do will observe, human-esque.
How well lit are these rooms?
Pretty well lit, actually. They're surgical rooms for the most part. In one room, you'll of course see a string of vats, basically growing Simic hybrids, being tended to by Simic hybrids. And the occasional human supervisor. In another room, you'll of course see just people experimenting with some black powder weaponry. Right alongside those that that would make more of a Nicholas Tesla proud. Electricity sparking through the air, Tesla coils, the like. Most of it appears to be used as weaponry. But in the next room over, they appear to be using a similar technology to more or less save somebody's life, as their heart has been clearly removed and a device has been placed into their chest to bring them back to life. And you actually get to watch that, as the body basically jolts to life after a quick, few shocks. Their vitals seem to stabilize.
Fascinating.
Overall, the processes of just what Williams is working on, essentially. After, of course, the small, flex of what he's doing, because he's an academic too. He's got to show off a little bit. He leads you to a small little offshoot of a room. to enjoy some already prepared food for you all. Local delicacies from each of your homelands or observed eating behaviors. Fresh grown mushrooms stewed over with a nice cream sauce for the underdweller. Freshly caught fish, skinned and still twitching, with freshly spiked octopus for the fishmen. And for the humans, their choice of meats and cheeses, breads, and, of course, coffee. And, of course, an assortment of ales for all that needs. Williams does not eat anything, as he simply just sits in one of the tables, not at the head, but towards it, and simply pulls out a wine glass to enjoy. I assume you all partake?
Perhaps. I mean, he does. Amudris does understand this is a delicacy where he's from, but he said they're still kicking. Does that mean that they're
Fresh.
suffering?
No, it just means that
It
they're
is
fresh.
fresh.
The
But they
thing
are
with
skinned.
fish, well, the thing is with fish, they actually don't have pain receptors.
Ah.
From an evolutionary perspective, it holds no purpose.
Okay, that's good at least.
Fish
okay,
are like
so
fish are like really
so
stupid that
he
way.
Oh yeah, I remember
reluctantly
once.
accepts this being a thing, but he still kills them before eating them.
Yeah, that's fine. What was that? Oh my god, I can't remember who spoke. What your character's name is?
No, that was me out of character. I'm sorry.
Sorry. But no,
Do
fish
you-
are too stupid to have a pain receptive nervous system that really affects them.
Do they
Hmm.
have the weird glowing irradiated mushrooms for Flinwick?
Yes. Covered in a nice cheese sauce.
That's not
Flinwick.
cheese, it's just malt.
Well, they say it's cheese, but they also call the meat that everyone's eating to be beef, which they know it's not.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's horrid.
But yes, as Bianca continues to try and calm down her massive dildo collection, it's cooked out all the time.
Moments.
Of course, Flinwick indulges his delicacy quite viciously, apparently.
Hmm.
And I assume the rest of you enjoy your food. But as for questions, what might any of you have for as to what your goals will be? I'm sure you have them.
Honestly, I'm just curious as to why I was called here.
I am the same. You must understand, as an academic yourself, I have quite a busy schedule most days. And while I appreciate the tour that you've given us, I am rather curious about your purpose.
Well, we have encountered something in our digging and explorations of the ocean floor. He'll just glance over to Modris as he says that. We have observed a couple of unknown vessels, so to speak, similar to our own that we've been basing our technologies around, and even some of our technological advancements, such as the coils that you have seen before, sparking electricity through the air even. Power in all of its glory. And we do not know what to make of it. Most of the people here are biology majors and the like, selected from certain universities to continue their work here for me, under my jurisdictions, and without any of the moralistic red tape that comes with certain experiments. So, we of course, not having too many people we could exactly spare, as genetic material is so very hard to come by, that we would outsource to academic professionals like yourselves. Your mission, of course, if you would care to still be interested in it, is to be accompanied to several locations, find any evidence of these, origins perhaps, and if we're quite lucky, raise one of their ships and learn about all we can from it.
Not really.
Sounds.
Well, if was there any documentations with the ship?
On the ship itself, you mean?
Yes.
Well, we've had a few. We haven't been able to directly observe it yet, is the issue.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, we would have immediately just brought you there or brought it here.
And why haven't you been able to directly observe?
We've been interrupted. Hence the added defenses recently.
Uh-huh.
Yes. You, of course, will be sent down there with some added security measures of yourselves, but I'm sure all of you are capable in defending yourselves in one way or another. As he looks at you all.
Well, won't be the worst thing I've had to deal with.
Yes, I've heard about the incident with the insurrectionists, Mr. Jones.
How long will this journey be?
It'll probably be, depending. The initial one, depending on how quickly you can find, a couple of months.
Couple of months. Yes, when do we start?
Well, as soon as we're done eating, preferably.
Ah. Okay. Well,
You will all, of course, be supplied with any gear that you would like to be requested. Of course, be mindful that I will be covering the expenses of these things. So don't be too picky, I would say.
wouldn't dream of it.
But yes, overall, that is going to be your missions for the next few months. Of course, all of you will be properly compensated for any advances that are made under my work, and all of your usual bills will, of course, be paid by me. Homes will be repaired, families will be taken care of, and work will be covered properly. Any objections?
Sounds fair enough to me.
Indeed.
Somebody's pinged me. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's mushroom thing. Let's go. Flitwick, would you like to describe yourself so Mono might have a chance to figure out what the fuck you are?
Hold on, I'll pull up his height again. He's about like 3'5". He's a little stubbier than a halfling would be, and his skin is a light grayish purple, white hair, and he's got a sharp little teeth. So when he like bites into his mushrooms, it's like some
Amodris, this is probably one of the
penguin-y
most strangest surface creatures you've seen. You're pretty sure it's a cow.
Well, I will say that he does like his for God's sake. Anyway,
Yaga, turn off your dildo collection.
like how his eyes or his pupils. Shut up. His eyes are usually like his pupils are usually really wide, but when like fuck's sake, I'm gonna kill somebody.
It's okay.
Okay, but like when the light is kind of in his direction, they kind of like squint away.
Mm.
If you would like, we can of course provide you some protection from the brightness of this room if you would need it.
I imagine the Wilderness has similar reactions, just maybe
Ah,
don't know if it's noticeably less severe. He's fighting against it.
Yeah, they just offer you a pair of goggles for both of you.
he has sunglasses, but or like little spectacles that are, you know, he just like kind of pulls his hat down. He doesn't accept the goggles. There might be brain altering devices in there.
It is Mr. Williams. He's behind everything, don't you know? He set up the academic schooling so he could brainwash the youth.
Wouldn't go that far.
Do
I
not
mean-
be ridiculous. He would not. Academic schooling is for the betterment of all mankind, or whatever we are.
It still is technically referred to as mankind, even though there's different species. It's just just universal of humanity.
Okay.
Human, dude, bro, all of it's just universal. But yes.
Wilderness accepts the goggles.
They're nice, they're snug, they kind of limit the light. Oh my god, Bianca. Even though I know you can't control, I'm just giving you shit. But yes, overall, your stay, of course, is rather pleasant for all things considered. Those, of course, you are also offered rest if you need it, as you guys essentially some of you spent a week on a boat. Bianca, you don't own a gun because you're British. Don't try and fool anybody. You're barely allowed a fork and knife. Oh, you dropped. Okay. That's not true, but go off. Fuck you. But yes. Overall, yeah, you guys are offered, of course, a place to stay for the night. Or evening. It's kind of hard to tell what time of day it is down here. And overall, yes. I'm giving you free reign to, of course, interact RP with each other right now. Is what I'm trying to get at, because my brain just stopped working.
Woo.
Woo! Seizure! Yeah!
I'm still unsure about this voice, but anyway.
So, what is your expertise? I don't know how to pronounce different, so
Fish person?
You mean me? Some people refer to me as Amy, if it helps.
I was talking to Nurgle, but yeah, I guess we'll. So, what exactly is your field of expertise?
I study plants and animals, the ecology. Most primarily those of unfamiliar places, such as I imagine any one of you could be from. Is he familiar with any of these races?
Go ahead and roll me a history.
History. I mean, to be fair, it's fairly accurate to say the creatures he studies could be from. He just studies just anywhere that's unfamiliar.
You
his,
do know what a
native land.
human is, and
Of course.
your lore of it is accurate. Of like, oh yeah, they just they're surface dwellers. They're kind of like us, but they're not underwater, which is kind of weird. They live in different types of buildings and the likes of that, and they really like beating the fuck out of each other.
I'm starting to question whether maybe I should have gone with a high wisdom, low intelligence, but I'll run with it.
Up to you.
All right. But
Also,
so familiar with humans. I mean, he's definitely not familiar with the Underdark creature, um, and what about the other?
The strange elven female. None of you are really familiar with their species, unfortunately.
Huh.
And none of you have seen their species.
Well, I don't know where you are from, or where you two are from, but I would assume perhaps. I mean, I'm proud to say that I even study creatures from the outer planes, from a distance.
From the safe distance of under the water.
I mean, yeah, I mean the ironically that's kind of as close as you can get on the material plane, but you know, it's he still primarily studies them through reading.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, you probably would have the best view of the night sky on the open ocean.
Yes.
Because literally there's nothing for miles.
Mm.
So much so that, like, you know, most nights when properly done on the ocean are, like, bright. This whole, like, pitch darkness shit, nah, that's in sun polluted areas. Or not sun polluted, light polluted areas.
Mm.
But yeah.
And the rest of you, I assume, have similar studies?
I actually missed some of that.
Strive for a wide variety of academic interests. Myself,
Uh,
Interesting, interesting.
Sorry, I'm preparing something. That's why I was
Um,
hoping you all would interact, but I can see I'm stuck with a bunch of autists.
Let's say, my interests are in history and archaeology mainly, especially in the form of magical implementation in the world.
Magic is a fascinating study, yes. Um,
It can be.
so if it's all right, I would ask my own question, yes. Uh, if it is not impolite, what are you two anyway? Referring to uh the unfamiliar participants, whilst also subtly procuring a note-taking device. Probably, I mean, I don't know what he would be taking notes on exactly,
Oh,
but
right. Williams also would have handed out notebooks and pens.
notebooks and yeah, okay, sure, he'll use it. I mean, I don't know how if actually would he even know what that is?
You are familiar with a writing device, yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he has his own way of taking down notes. I'm disappointed I didn't take the time to figure that out sooner, but
Oh,
um,
good.
he'll if he knows how to use this, he'll gladly use it. He'll trying new customs is always fun. Um, so he takes it out.
I wish I knew that myself. I have been trying to understand what exactly I am. I assume, just based on rough physiology reports, that five species, but that might be subject to change.
uh, Flinwick responds with a series of different pitched clicking sounds. God fucking damn it.
That sounds like drills, of course, going off. That's how
No.
clicking sounds.
No. Clicking sounds.
Yeah, it's
Is that just your opening statement, or is that all of it?
he's clearly speaking in some kind of language.
Yeah. Not likely that that Mudris would catch on to that.
Bianca,
Or
would you like to
or
text me what
the
language you're speaking?
yeah.
This is my interpretation of the language, but anyway, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
mute 'cause it's typing.
It's
Yeah.
interesting.
I think I know what language she speaks, but I want to see what she types. Oh god. Yeah, my sleep schedule's been a lot better recently. I'm really happy about it. I get the whole being horny thing and everything with Bianca, but like she doesn't need to rev up her dildos that much, you know. Like, we got things going on right now, man. Have some decency.
I'm going to kill you.
I look forward to it. Just type the fucking language. It's not that.
Ah!
You,
Yes, it is.
you don't need to put out like 5 sentences.
It's not a. It's a sentence or two. But
Okay, you need a single word.
Yeah.
no, I don't.
Yes.
I need to explain why he's.
Listen
Using
here,
that.
Alex Jones. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. So yeah, he just
Okay.
fucking Flint just sits there clicking like a retard for half an hour.
I'm sorry, didn't catch that.
That's exactly what it sounds like, by the way.
No, I mean
Uh,
it doesn't quite sound like clicking, but I mean maybe sure.
He starts speaking in a. I swear these people do this on purpose.
yes, they do.
It's beginning to seem like they are.
I'm checking
He
everyone's
starts
languages really quick.
speaking in a more.
Oh!
gruff
Oh,
sort of language.
Henry, Jones, you actually understand what they're saying.
Oh,
Fascinating. All right.
So would you like to tell the class what you said?
I wouldn't really think of what he was saying, but he was speaking in Undercommon.
Fucking filthy
I
surface
actually
dwellers.
understand that.
Fucking filthy surface dwellers.
Oh no, he's not saying that.
I was about to say, I understood that.
Neat.
Do you? Is it?
It
Would you like to? Would you like to repeat it? Looks to either one of them, kind of both. Glances back and forth.
Considering that Bianca didn't even think up what she was actually going to say.
well, I was going
For
to.
context as well,
I
he
was
wrote a
like-
very quick and small note for the other character he's waiting to write more.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, right now it should be the time for drilling, but they always pick this time,
Yeah, of course, naturally.
late at night.
I'm pretty sure
What-
you can file like a noise
in-
complaint to the county, can't you?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's considered late enough. Like 6:50s, I consider late, but
Yeah, who knows? It's brave.
while he was clicking, what he said in that language, he said, basically, I'm just going. This is just a hint, basically. Is what he said.
This is just a hint. All right.
Yeah, this is a little hint for you folks.
Won't assume that. I mean, is Anudris
Bungus.
privy to this information? Someone would have to tell him. What do you guys say? What do? It's up to you if you want to withhold the information from him. This is a very simple encounter. Come on.
Bianca stated, I would respond, but my neighbors are cunts.
Cadiz or Bianca, if you want, you can type it, or at least I don't know. He's eagerly waiting for a response.
Honestly, I have no clue what was said because it didn't actually come across, but my character would have understood that.
No, she basically said that this is a hint. That's all she said.
Yes, and I missed
Yeah, I figured
what
with
was
her,
said
with
prior
her.
to the hint.
Oh, yeah, she just basically that was her hint, was that she was talking in Undercommon. That's all.
Hmm.
She's just reference. That's just the language native to where she's from. He's from.
Yes, Bianca's playing a guy.
It is one of the races that doesn't like the sky very much.
Interesting.
Which is funny when you think about the fact that I just gestured towards the telescope. He wears sky gazing equipment.
That's for the night sky, not the sun.
Stares directly into the
Why
sun.
would I blind myself?
If I stare long enough, I'll get superpowers.
He proceeds. His eyes proceed to twitch blink one after the other.
Imagine not having a second head. I really want to play GURPS right now. Just imagine not having a second head. He says while drinking a cup, while just drinking from a gallon of water, while still talking. Because you can do that. Amazing. But yes. Any other interactions you lot want to do?
He was going to follow up in a more gruff language that actually has words in it. Or
Would you
things that sound like words.
Would you like to text me the language that you're speaking? Which I'm pretty sure.
It's literally his race's language.
Give me a sec. I think.
God damn it.
It's either gnomish or undercommon. Seems you're going with this Nifarblim.
Snarfniblin.
They don't really have
Yes.
language of their own.
Yeah. So if anyone speaks
They have-
Gnomish, which
That's why I picked undercommon.
the
go along
artificer speaks Gnomish. So Bianca, what do you say?
He basically repeated, here, I'll help narrow it down for you. Let's see if you can guess that.
Some manner of no Underdark.
As the fucking artificer is dragged off to a dimension where his microphone doesn't work.
Oh,
History on gnomes. I got it.
it's not working?
It sounded like you were talking through like a fucking filter.
That's how I feel right now.
Yeah,
But
my
yeah,
head feels
so
like a fucking filter.
You are a gnome native to the Underdark. I can never pronounce Underdarkian biology. But that's good enough
I'd
for me.
say it, but I'm not going to pronounce that right.
Snifarblim.
Not even
No.
not even the
He
gnome.
responds with
Right.
something that sounds like a sneeze.
Chew.
Yes, that.
More
That's
like a
my name.
violent
That.
sneeze.
That's my name, nigga. It's a chew.
I mean, I that's kind of what I interpreted actually, that it was the name. And I'll just, I mean, I guess Samudris interprets it the same way, and he takes this as a segue. Wait, did he take everyone's names already? I didn't write them down. If so,
That's up to you, man.
my character likely has a better memory than I do. So,
Dude, I have the memory of a
if-
fucking goldfish right now. I'm not used to running games this early.
Sorry.
I mean, I think I'm doing pretty well, honestly.
Yeah,
personally.
you guys are all doing great. I'm shit right now. I'm shit fucked.
Oh, hey,
Probably. All right.
All right, Brian.
Honestly, I'm the worst person to be shit fucked right now because I'm the fucking
Did
DM.
you guys bother to introduce yourselves to Amudrius earlier? I feel like someone did
You-
at least. It was.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I remember. I just need the names again because I forgot. Well, it says right there. Mono. Well, whatever. Save you guys the trouble.
Hang on, go check it out. It's Brianna, and of course you can't just say hi back and.
Jesus fuck. Everyone's background is going off.
I'm so sorry.
Actually, neither of you have your names written down.
Yes,
Uh,
I prefer.
Do either of you have your names on,
Right,
on
so
your,
for those who aren't
profiles?
aware, if you go to the very bottom of the little chat window for where you have
Yeah.
your roles at, if
Yeah,
you
I
can
have mine set, but
I-
it doesn't change the name for me.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't. That's a different setting. That's a different
Bianca,
setting, Brian.
let me fuck.
The-
I was going to
it's
say
here
if,
at the top. Oh, for comparison, yes, that's where it would be written.
yes, you could basically have it roll as, for instance,
There we go.
Oh, there is that. Yes.
and it shows up as Game Master for me.
Hmm.
Or I could be Agar Jumpy Hoof.
I'll write the
Jumpy.
full thing.
Or Bub.
Bub.
Everyone's here.
Jimin-
Everyone's here.
Everyone is here.
Whole crew.
Da, 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 da. Or Back from the Dead.
Well, apparently it won't. Oh, there it is. It's just. Anyway,
Hate Muslims. Hate Muslims. We messaged you, Doc.
yeah.
Good lad. Good
I
lad.
feel like if he was here, he would have
Would you have picked him to
liked
be
to
here?
explore. I don't know. He's kind of chaotic,
Eh,
and I never knew what the fuck I would say to him.
you were also super shy back then.
Yeah, but also
Jesus
he always
fuck.
picked. Yeah, I'm sorry. He also picked weird subjects to talk about, so I was just kind of kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
But I feel like he would have liked an exploration thing, but then we would have had two Indiana Joneses. So.
Well, Indiana Jones had two Indiana Joneses.
Well, I would. Well, I don't know. Fucking
May you really want Bianca to play Shia LaBeouf?
no.
Yes.
Or Shia LaBeouf or the old Indiana Jones?
I mean, we literally have Indiana Jones's dad right here with us.
Oh, I would have. I don't know.
I
like
see.
most I remember of Shia LaBeouf is Even Stevens and him screaming somewhere in New York City at a camera.
Yeah, no, I
Technically,
remember the first time I saw
he's
him in a
Henry.
movie was. Sorry. When my dad took me to see Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull after we watched all three together.
I'll be honest. They're so like vague in my mind that I'm not even sure if I've actually watched them. But I remember things of it, so I don't know.
Don't sweat it too much.
It's
Oh,
always
hey, it's the
Star Wars
dog.
for me.
I'll just say Amudris knows the names of the people who told him, and I'll write them down when
Oh.
they come up again later.
Seeing as there's no drilling right now, we'll just eventually pipe up and, introduce himself a little more properly. Call me Flitwick. Flitwick Nurgle.
Ludwig what?
Nurgle. It's my
Nurgle.
family name.
A pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too. I actually don't think I know Triton language. Do they speak abyssal or deep speech?
You don't know.
No, I'm asking above game.
You don't know.
Oh, God damn it! I only
Great
know one
approach.
of those.
Hmm.
Wow, that sounds like a you problem.
Oh, my.
God damn it, woman. Everything's distracting.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it's either neighbors drilling, family members shouting, and now my dinner is
Your
here.
fucking dildo collection going off. Yes, we know.
I'll shoot you.
Do it. Aim for the head. Bitch. No balls.
Can't wait to welcome you to America, Shoku. You'd fit right in.
Amazing.
I'll shoot you.
I have a shotgun.
My boyfriend will kick your ass. He's like 6'3". It's like, and I have a shotgun.
I picked Nurgle because it's both the god of the Mesopotamian underworld, because
Oh.
Underdark, and because it's like the Chaos God, because he was a different class originally before I picked this one.
Oh, all right. Still,
So
I'm
it's a
gonna
bit
picture him as a
cool.
nerdling that's dressed up as a gnome.
Hmm.
The hat, red hat, and everything, beard, but it's just like a little nerdling.
Yes.
He's not as disgusting as that. He's a bit like he's got a bit of dirt on his face and shit, but that's about it.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Nerdlings are beautiful.
Shut up.
They're just Papa Nurgle's little babies.
They're just
Papa Nurgle's little tumorlings,
exactly. He loves you, don't you know?
little bundles of cancer.
Yes, it's how
Oh.
he tells you he loves you. I mean, Nurgle's thriving this time of year, right now. Anyway, but on to pressing matters.
I
Ben.
believe Henry already introduced himself, right?
Yes.
So I got
Yes.
him down, and then I don't know what the last one is, but it'll probably come up later.
Oh God, I'm dying.
There's still a lot that I haven't typed in on this thing because I actually just made this yesterday.
If they're desexual,
I mean, other than race and names, I mean, maybe he further discusses culture, but other than that, nothing in particular comes to mind. So,
no, it's just pleasant dinner
Okay,
conversation.
yeah.
Essentially, is what you guys are having. What hair shit.
between academics,
Yes.
so probably very informative. But I mean,
Well,
we-
we're all idiots.
the whole thing out. We won't play the whole thing out, I guess. We're all idiots who play D&D.
We-
I mean,
None of us.
are we
agree
gonna
about
play it out or not? Is what I'm asking.
Up to
Brian.
you
We're
guys.
continuing.
Up to your guys.
Felix reaches into his bag, like, he says, check this shit out, and he puts
Pulls out
on
a dude.
a, no, he puts on
Nice.
like a cylinder-looking tank full of water, and there's just an isopod spinning around in it.
Da, 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 da,
Yeah, this is just rapidly spinning around. It, like,
Behold the torture of animals.
he's not doing it willingly.
Behold me accidentally torturing animals.
I
Does
did
it look-
I did debate on like him just pulling out like a little habitat, but the animal inside is just dead.
Well, I'm sorry.
Just said
Could
that
you
my reaction to
describe that
that
again?
is,
I
okay,
caught
Lorna.
torturing animals.
It's not that he's doing it intentionally, it's just that he's neglectful.
That's not so good.
That and he's like you know,
Just target.
he likes fungi and moss and all that sort of decaying shit.
Oh,
So
yeah.
here's an
And-
isopod spinning is the best thing she could come up with.
Can the Mutinous
Yes.
tell that it's being tortured? I mean, it's. I mean, what
He's
what
not-
animal is it?
It's an
What
it's
is
a
the thing?
giant isopod in like this little tank thing, and it's just spinning around.
Um,
Nothing is propelling it or making it spin around. It is just doing that.
At least that's what
Okay.
she knows.
So okay,
He's saying check this shit out because it's spinning around and
this
he
shit
thinks
out.
that's neat. I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, he just
Fascinating.
doesn't know what to make of it. Yes.
Well, what is your field of expertise again?
Mine? I know lots of things. I know lots of languages. Let's see, ancient architecture and civilizations. I'm also an astronomer. See, he shows the telescope. I
Ah,
also I study microorganisms. So that's fungi and moss and bacteria and stuff like that.
I see. Well, that's that. I hope we can work together and put that to use where our patron there wants us to use it.
We'll just simply
No,
take a sip
I
of his
know
wine.
all about kinds of little water animals.
Hmm.
Like this guy in here. That's not
You know about
normal. No, no.
Just
No?
rapidly spinning
I
isopod.
see.
This ain't normal, so I keep it.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you were talking about our dear fish friend.
I mean, that's not normal either.
I mean, it would be. Like, they're both not surface dwellers, but their environments are two completely different things.
I'm just imagining just an anime song just blasting in the jar. Da 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 da, as it's just spinning
No,
rapidly.
I have something for that.
Play it.
Well, regardless, Amudris probably would ask,
Is that thing
oh, do you know what I am?
History checks.
Okay.
Then perhaps you know what I am, as I am an aquatic creature myself.
What's that get me?
Fucking slap on the ass.
Ask-
Yeah, you know what a trident. You have a vague idea what the fuck a trident is.
Yeah, you're a Triton. Someone already mentioned that, I think. Maybe. I wasn't
Yes,
listening.
it's already
Yeah, I
been
did, I
mentioned.
think.
Yeah.
Right, that's right.
It's just asking for the sake of asking at this point.
You ought to know that was
Mm.
right,
Uh,
right?
Yes, interesting culture. I find it interesting that even though both of us don't dwell on the surface, that our environments are two completely different things, but from time to time we may see similar creatures. He just looks off. It looks off away like some sort of Vietnam
Fascinating
flashback.
bit of the universe, yes? No matter, it's all connected.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that. He's just going to start gnawing on mushrooms again.
Takes a big bite out of his fish.
Indeed. But
He's
yeah,
realizing he's not high enough.
just realizing, oh fuck, I'm coming down!
Yes.
Damn.
But yes, overall. But yeah, your meal basically continues uninterrupted for the most part. And Williams, of course, waits for all of you to basically be finished before moving on to the next thing. So then, our scans and scouts have, of course, been doing a bit of research and so forth, and we do believe there might be some hints as to what we're dealing with in our minds. So if you would all like to accompany me, he will rise from his seat, of course, and lead the way.
I follow suit, keeping my stuff close at hand.
Budris, of course, follows behind enthusiastically.
Yes. Still trying to find the video. Oh, there it is.
Bianca's trying to find the video that she could use to
Gonna
torture
bring
the
the
poor
snack
animal.
with him.
I was about to say, when she described it, all I could picture is that scene from The Last Airbender where
Yeah,
he's doing the
that's
marble
what I was
trick.
thinking of too. Except it's doing it all on its own.
Wow.
If we're transitioning scenes, I'm gonna go pick up my food real quick.
Alright. Oh, wait. Anything's tasty if you put enough sugar on it, I guess.
Hmm.
By the way, if your burger ever
Mm.
tastes off, just add a pinch of salt to it, or in lemon. I shit you not, that shit like just makes it explode.
Well, normally when your burger tastes off, odds are it's slightly freezer burnt, and the salt and lemon will counteract that flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. That's fascinating. I actually have to start cooking more often. It's been a while since I cooked something for the family.
We got a bunch of burger buns in the fridge, but I failed to see any actual burgers. My parents are both vegan at the moment.
Pla-
Oof.
the Planescape setting. I'm the best setting about traveling to other worlds. I have philosophical themes, engaging factions, gigantic metropolises with enigmatic ruler. Spelljammer. I have a bar run by a beholder named Large Luigi. Think we could all
How
agree.
can you hate Spelljammer? That's just funny.
No, I'm not saying that Spelljammer is bad. I'd rather do Spelljammer than the other one. Oh, we've got deep metaphorical bullshit. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Large Luigi, my nigga.
Large Luigi. I mean, maybe. I mean, that could be deep and metaphorical too. Why not?
He's a big Italian man. He's a beholder.
He's in the shadow of his brother, who's more popular and runs a better bar.
Mm-hmm. Mama Mario.
Oh yeah.
God. My brain is just Swiss cheese right now. I don't know why. Although we have been going for 4 hours, that's probably why. So, the next thing is combat. If you guys want to hit that. Oh no, it hasn't been 4 hours. 2 hours. Yeah, we have time for combat. Okay, cool. So,
Getting right into it. All right, here we go.
Woo!
so let's switch us over to the new map. Where is it? I haven't done this in like months, and apparently that's all it takes me to get fucked over, I guess.
Pretty.
So then, a couple hours of walking, of course, and Mr. Williams, of course, leads you to a cave that is barely lit. He informs you that there has been some disturbances and that we are here to investigate. And he will be accompanying you.
Hmm.
So then, nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Roll initiative, assholes. Morty. No, I want to sign theme.
Well, let me click on it. Oh, never mind. I think. No, I can't click on my pog, so I'm just gonna have to roll it.
Damn, bro, it's poggers. I regret nothing. Dies in a fire explosion. 'Cause I can be your hero, baby.
I've put that in for me, Brian.
I'm gonna put it in you.
Don't say things like that right now.
Yeah, it's your brain fog, man. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. Yeah, give me a sec. And we're waiting for one more person, and then Williams.
Do I roll for the steel defender as well, or does he go first? I
He
forgot.
goes at the end of your turn when you order him to.
Oh, sweet.
Didn't realize there was a steel defender here. Probably I would have asked questions about that. Maybe I don't know.
Dude, my brain's just not working right now. Mr. Williams, of course, simply just walks forward.
Oh, I'm stupid. That's why I couldn't fucking click it.
You know what they say? Get money, fuck bitches.
Can actually move right up. No, he's just going to stand behind him anyway.
He, of course, has nothing but his bare hands and something in his holster.
That's fine.
Also, you weren't next.
Oh, crap.
Dumbass. No, I believe it was Alicia who is next.
Right. Let me double check something. All right. 30.
Yes, and bonus action to, or free action to basically order your, or bonus action to order your creature to do something.
Yeah, he'll move. He'll march on the mid-fiber ahead.
Oh,
Let's see.
right, I have to fucking look at that. Fuck, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can take it if you want it.
Cool.
Right.
Oh my god, this was supposed to be easier. Why is this harder? Well, because I've been doing it for...
Okay,
Since
there
last
we
year.
go.
Did you sleep?
I don't want to answer that question.
So you didn't, and that's why you're feeling this way.
Bianca, sleep is for the weak. We established this.
I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'll sleep after
Well-
basic. Flinwick, your turn.
You can just stand here. Is this like
Oh, right.
algae and shit?
I should explain. Fuck, alright, I'm so sorry. So the shit around you, the caves seem carved out up to this point, in which case it seems unnaturally carved out. The rest
When you
of
talk about
it...
the green stuff, is it actually there
What?
as algae and stuff?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh wait.
As for
Sorry,
the
I
fucking
forgot.
glowing
Hold
shit,
on, initiative.
yes, it is what appears to be moss, algae, and mushroom mix, all of which are bioluminescent. Some are big, some are small.
Well-
Up ahead, there appears to be larger patches of mushrooms.
He's gonna start scraping some of this stuff into a jar and then put it in his bag.
Alright, cool. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
He's wearing gloves.
Cool. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, well,
Some of the spores begin to just land about you, and you begin to hear voices in your head.
what kind of voices?
Hello!
Are they different from the ones that I usually hear?
Yes, different ones.
I was about to say that.
Are you sure?
You begin
'Cause
to
I
hear
eat
voices.
Underdark mushrooms.
You hear voices stating, "We appear to have guests here. We should greet them. How can they hear us? I hope they don't understand us. What are they doing? That one appears to be taking Jimmy with him. Ah, this is truly unfortunate. Jimmy was so young. You have no idea what the fuck's going on. You're probably going more crazy.
I mean, I guess above game, I know where I first saw these things, but considering Flinwick is from that area,
Yeah, you can give me a history check with advantage.
so I got 18.
Yeah, there are probably myconids nearby. And you just scraped off some of their spores, and some of their spores got basically in your body and then rooted themselves. You can now hear the desperate screams of the spores all around you. Give me another wisdom savings throw.
This is not unusual but for Flinwick, but
Yeah, you're gonna go into a bit of a panic.
So normal.
Well, I mean, there's screaming coming from all around you right now, and it's in your head.
Okay.
So, act appropriately. Go on.
I can't do that voice. He's just
No, come on.
doing the twitching and
Yeah.
yelping of Tweak. I can't do that voice. I cannot.
Just take a crack at it. Get to the closest that you can. That's all that matters.
There. I can't. I can't.
I know you can do it better. You've done it
I
better
can't.
in front of me. I know you can.
No, I have. He's just like like that, constantly. And his little tick
Fucking-
where his eyes twitch and shit is just doing that more rapidly.
I mean, there's so much pressure.
Yeah.
We gotta walk around. Oh man, this is so much pressure.
So much.
I actually don't have anything for this.
Fuck.
Even my class doesn't know.
Alright. Alright, Jones, you're next.
Well, first thing I'm gonna do is say, okay, do not touch the glowing green stuff. Gotcha.
I mean, he's kind of just been sitting there twitching and screaming at himself for like the last few minutes anyway.
I'm gonna move up to here. Is there anything within 120 feet?
In what sense?
I have dark vision out to 120 feet.
Okay then.
Hmm.
Give me a moment. I guess you can see out to there too. So give me a sec. One of these days I'm gonna fucking sort out the fucking torch system.
The dynamic lighting stuff.
Yeah. Well, the dynamic lighting and then hook it up to the player models or the player tokens.
Yeah, that just requires setting the actual thing and all that stuff.
But I'm a lazy
It's-
cunt, and I was supposed to be getting shot at, so. Sure.
It's not something worth doing for one shots. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything. I guess I'll just wait here.
Oh, right. So, I'll also state that you would notice that there are a larger, thicker patch of mushrooms here, and appears to be more thick mushrooms in here.
Okay. That will be my turn.
Fish boy.
I'm going to attempt a nature check
Sure. For what?
to determine what these are. I mean, I'm not sure if history would be more helpful. I mean, I'm better at history.
Technically, nature check would work. Yeah, go for it. These
I
are,
just realized I have nature. I'm proficient with it, and I didn't fucking use it.
these are called mushrooms. They grow in dank caves and wetness.
Ah. Yes, I'm familiar with these, the mushrooms. Mushrooms.
He says, holding up a rock with a mushroom on it.
Mushrooms.
Bianca, of course, you hear, "Ah, there's a fish person amongst us. Hello!"
We're watching. Good shit, though. He scoops more into a jar.
Good shit.
Oh dear! Hello, Daniel. Hello, Dave. Hello.
He's going to hook this
Hello!
later.
Amazing.
Hello. Ooh!
Mushrooms.
Oh, wrong person. Fuck.
So this is what they look like. Has he seen them before? I don't know. Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
But yes, deeper in the caves is actually where we've studied a few more things happening, which is quite odd, really. And, well, I was just rambling. Who's unfucking faded. Elysia.
Yes.
It is your turn. I need music. That's what I need. I need music. I'm going to put on music. Oh, that's just copyrighted.
All right, that's my move.
Give me a sec. I'm looking for something. Damn it. I know I had a fucking thing together. I'm sorry, I'm shit right now.
This is why you do.
What, bitch?
This is why you put stuff.
This one gonna slap you. No, violence. Background stuff. No. No. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I should have had this shit there. Get a sword. Right then, so you've moved up already. You've moved your bot up with your bonus action. Everyone else give me not an awareness check. I need perception checks. You're all properly in the cave now.
Oh, wait.
Flint, you're being distracted by, of course, the screams of the mushrooms inside of your skull.
Can I not make another wisdom?
You're gonna get to make it on your turn, which is next.
Is that what it is?
now? Which is now, yes. So go ahead and make another wisdom check. Now you're so crazy. So as for the rest of you, you don't notice anything except for Amodris, which those mushrooms are very large. That's probably normal, right? They're usually about as tall as people, right? This thing you've never seen before.
Checks out.
So, Flynn, what would you like to do on your turn? Suppression!
Oh wait, it's my turn.
Yes.
Well, I took the check, did the check, so I thought it was over. But I mean, if I can move on,
Yeah.
I can move right there. So he just totters along,
Totters.
rather sprightly.
Don't you have that thing where it's like you're a short person, so you get like -5 feet?
I took a feat,
Okay.
so I walked the 30.
Right. And Mr. Jones!
Alright, a moment. I'm getting there. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
And Fish Boy.
Let's see. At this point, I'll probably just catch up.
But yes, we've also been getting reports that apparently some of our workers are hearing voices in their heads. He says as he
Me
continues to walk
too.
around. Elysia?
Right. Do they often work alone in these caverns?
No, actually we had quite a few workers reporting the same things.
Really?
Yes.
That doesn't concern you at all.
Well, of course it considered us, that's why we're here. Flintwick? They're
Don't you think
going
you should've-
deeper! I hope they don't discover the heart. That would be unfortunate!
And you couldn't think to tell us that in advance so that we would have prepped properly.
To be fair, things were quite rushed. We had to make sure the storm didn't come, and unfortunately that's why you're going to be here for a few months. There's a dreadful storm happening, unfortunately, above surface.
Beep.
And well, with the tides being the way they are, do you really wish to risk that expensive piece of equipment blowing up?
Yeah, no. Granted, I'm probably just about as comfortable under the water as, and I gesture towards the fish man. That bloke over there.
Oh, that is good, I suppose. Wait, as uncomfortable or as
As comfortable.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I get. Not only can I cast underwater breathing, but I can move freely underwater like it was land.
Alright, you probably
I
took
can breathe underwater.
something.
Yes, I took the warlock thing because you said we were going to be underwater.
Indeed. Which you definitely are underwater. Just in a cave. That
Yep.
isn't underwater. Wow.
Yes, but if I fled the cave,
Yeah, you could. You'd kill, most of your party.
If it lasts longer, I can breathe underwater for an hour. Then I
I-
die.
I was about to say, and then within
Technically, I realized that I could also.
and then within 6 seconds, while the cave is flooding, I could literally just, give everybody within a certain distance the ability to breathe underwater for 24 hours. So it's not like I would do it with that and kill everybody.
It's not like I'd willingly kill you all.
Unless one of you turns out to be a squid face in disguise.
What? No.
Wouldn't do that
I'm
They
looking
would-
at you, Bianca.
twice.
That was my original idea, but I was like, yeah. At least, technically, I was planning to play a nicer squid person, but
But yes, Jack, do you inform anyone of the voices you're hearing in your head at all?
he's trying.
And failing.
Yeah,
So-
he
Excuse me.
because he's he's yelping and screeching and like wobbling about all over the place, but
Yet he has yet to say
He's
anything.
the mushrooms! They speak!
They speak to
They
me!
tell...
The voices from beyond the veil! They speak to me!
Oh, is this one of those weird,
Yeah, That's the thing. I don't think it'd be hard to tell. The only thing that's changed is how he's walking.
Hello!
And like how he's walking and like the volume of his voice is the only thing that's changed from how he usually acts.
As they're just constantly greeting you as you come closer. Hello! We have not seen your kind here for ages!
What does that mean?
You have grown quite small in the time. You are nothing like our leader, who is massive and very grand.
This isn't the leader.
What a mission from God! Very well!
He didn't actually say that.
Nope, you said it.
No.
You asked for
I
it.
was just making a haha aliens joke. He knows these aren't aliens.
You asked for it.
Oh,
So, of course, as Tweak says this out loud, several mushrooms begin to spring out from the ground and just begin to walk towards you all.
ah, fuck. Ah, it's
What's
happening it again.
What's on there?
What did you do?
Uh,
No, seriously,
he
what did you
sneezes
do?
and spores come out of his nose.
What did you do? Williams, of course, immediately draws his pistol and aims it.
Ah! They come in the night.
Right, not dealing
Not
with this.
again.
Because his held action was shoot anything that moves hostilely. So. Alright, he's going to take the thing to re-roll. Neither of those hit.
Did you by any chance say that there was going to be hostilities down here?
I was always being short of pack heat.
Oh no, it's not that. It's just I would have been keeping Eldritch Blast on ready.
Can
Well,
I?
Better late than
It's
never, I
close enough to
suppose.
my turn.
Can I do another wisdom save?
No, you already did at the start of your turn.
I thought it was my turn just now.
Ah, yeah, go for it
Well, is it or isn't it?
then. I don't know, man. I'm baked.
Well,
Yeah.
all right.
Well,
Well, you no longer hear the voices in your head.
Ah, oh my god.
At least the weird ones.
Oh dear! So, Henry Jones, it is now your turn.
Well, I'm going to take a look at the closest one to me.
Hello!
Draw my whip. And cast Hex on it. With my bonus action.
Oh dear!
Am I actually hearing any of this?
Actually, give me a wisdom saving throws, all of you, as spores have begun to rain from the ceiling.
Oh
That's not
no.
gonna go well.
No.
Yeah, no, that didn't go well.
Failure! 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 Failure!
Ah, again.
tragedy.
Of course, William succeeds.
Do you hear the
Yeah.
voices too?
Hello! You are intruding! You all hear this. You all hear this in your heads. And it's not just one, it's about 7 of the same voice. You are trespassing amongst our circle!
Oh, sure, boy, you trespass to the people's in the middle of the night. It's all okay.
You have also been abducting our children! Hello! Come from the jar.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Prepare to be fertilizer!
And Mr. Williams has already taken his shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, no, I would sit there and Eldritch Blast the guy I've hexed.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget about that.
Yeah, that'll hit.
While that rolls its thing. Okay, I have 3 of those. And again.
Ah, sorry, right. Oh, Jesus, fuck. Wait, how'd you nat 20 on a... Oh, you have a thing that lets you nat 20 on 19. Okay.
Yep. It's part of the Hexblade. If I hex or Hexblade's curse, I get crits on 19s.
Alright. So, total?
So far that is 9, 17 for the first one, 14, 15 for the second one, so 32.
Yes.
Is
Ouch! That was
still standing?
uncomfortable!
Is it still standing? Because I have a 3rd blast ready to roll.
Yes. That was unpleasant! That
And that's a
misses.
14.
15 AC.
Okay. And considering that for him to cast that, he literally just twirled his whip in the air, and those bolts of Eldritch Energy formed in its wake before launching.
That was uncomfortable!
So is your voice.
Hello!
That was
Amodius.
action, bonus action, and I'm moving.
Is Amutris aware of who collected the baby?
I mean, you watched him do it, so yes.
I'm actually holding it in my hands.
Great. Gonna move. I don't know why I bothered doing that. Okay, move over to him. Perhaps if you give them back, they will calm down.
No, they won't. They're evil creatures. They take you in the night. And then they bring you to their cave and you're covered in mucus.
Gesundheit.
But, I mean, you
Yeah,
could
but-
just take it from him. He's holding it loosely enough because he's spaced out of his mind.
I mean, I wasn't going to. Thanks for the suggestion. He takes it.
I'm just saying he wouldn't fight back. Or he wouldn't
Okay.
fight back as effectively. He's
You
tiny.
can see from Flinwick's complexion and weariness that this is the right call. He takes the jar, and sort of just, I mean, I guess opens it up and releases the little baby mushrooms back into the swarm.
Alright, make me another fucking wisdom saving throw.
Oops.
Both of you, because you're both
Well, we all
releasing this.
failed anyway.
Yes,
The
but
first time, I mean.
it can always get worse.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Alright, you passed.
Amazing.
But let's see if the small folk did it. Of course not.
He just falls backwards.
Flynn, they're in your eyes.
Ah!
Oh no. Oh no. Do I still have the rest of my
My
actions
eyes!
to
How do
attack?
you do?
I mean, I guess I won't this turn. It's
There are
fine.
tiny mushrooms with smiley faces in front of you now. Hello! Oh no! They all sound like Mr. Hand when they're young. Williams is going to do another quick draw and take a shot. That'll hit. And he's gonna focus fire on that. Which... yes. And then he's just gonna run up and punch one. It's not much, but it's something. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak. Because they're mushrooms, so of course they squeak when they walk.
I guess that makes as much sense as anything else.
And all five of them missed their attacks. Damn it!
Alright.
Actually, one of them gets advantage. Actually, two of them get advantage, so I need to reroll those. No, they still missed unless you have a fucking armor class of 15. There, Trident Boy.
Lower, actually.
Oh, okay, so you get hit then.
Mm.
Actually, does anyone have an armor class below 15?
Below what?
15.
I do.
I do.
15? I do. Like, which way one below it?
Oh, okay, so...
I think we're all sitting at about a 13 to 14.
okay, fair enough then. So that
Yeah.
means 2 hits actually go off. Trident, you take 5 points of damage. And you, Artificer, take...
So what did I take?
And Artificer takes 6 points of damage. Not you, no, not Battle, not you. This one.
Okay.
I got 14, so
Blue one, the blue Artificer.
okay.
Yes, me.
Which is now your turn.
Right. Well, this is awkward. Knew I should have taken weapons with me.
Like I said, he offered to give you guys stuff, but none of you guys requested anything.
I blame my poor condition that I'm in right now for that.
Yeah, and I had
Also,
too much
something I
background noise to talk, so.
I'd need to, like, actually have a bit of time to decide that.
Yeah, same. Branding spite in my attacks and spellcasting.
What?
It's on the sheet. I don't know what happened with that.
I don't know, man. Right. Okay. You guys want to take the time to just purchase equipment then?
I guess.
Alright, so we'll pause this right here.
I was about to say, the extent of what I would do is get better armor and other forms of AC boosting. Things I start with: leather.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we call the session here before combat really gets started. Because
Okay.
I feel like dog shit for some reason, and that's out of character.
Because you
for me.
didn't sleep?
Understand.
Yeah. Well, no, I did sleep. I just feel like shit for some reason.
You said earlier you didn't sleep. So...
Yeah, and I also didn't know how to talk for about 5 minutes, so
Mm,
yeah, we'll pick this up. What day works for you guys?
If you have doing
any day
early,
works fine for me, but I hope we can keep the same time.
okay, so let's say if we want to do it early, Friday-ish.
Alright, we can do Fridays and Mondays, how's that?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Works for me.
yeah. Like I said, any day is fine.
Alright, so we'll
Just-
do Fridays and Mondays. Hopefully, I'll be on better fucking game because my brain is just not in this right now.
Same here. I feel like my brain's been taking a pounding.
Yeah, I was off this game for like a good month or so I have to get back into the swing of things.
Also, my throat's starting to hurt.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyway,